The 49ers defeating the Rams 20-7. It is the Rams' third consecutive defeat and the second straight loss here at home. Hello everyone, I'm freelance video journalist Jonathan Khamis, being joined by SCNG Rams beat writer Kevin Modesti to my left and SCNG columnist Jim Alexander to my right. Guys, the Rams have been on a losing streak, and I overheard Rams owner Stan Kroenke tell Jared Goff, hey, keep your head up. It's not over yet. We're still in this thing. How bad are things now, Kevin?
Eric Weddle, the Rams safety, who is a very straight shooter, was just saying, we're not panicking, but this is serious. Okay. And he said, we have the men in this room to take care of it. But I think they now know that, it's gone from losing to Tampa Bay, and that was a shock to the system, but one they thought they would shrug off in a few days. And then losing to Seattle, a division rival, and realizing how tough this is going to be in the NFC West. And now they thought they could handle the division leaders, and it wasn't close. So, yeah, it's a serious thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's time to panic, Jim, but hey, they're 3-3, and the schedule I'm sure doesn't get any easier. The 49ers are really good. Let's just say that up front. But Jim, that offensive line, things need to get better, don't they?
It was really sad. I mean, you could tell I think maybe the first series when they just ran the ball down the 49ers' throats was fool's gold. Note boom went out, and all of a sudden it just seemed like they were scrambling, and it seemed like Jared Goff had to run for his life. I mean, he didn't have time to throw. He was rushing throws. This was kind of a shock. And today it was just a nightmare. And I'm surprised Stan Kroenke didn't say, Jared, there's going to be some changes this week.
Jared's making a lot of money, though.
I can imagine. Let's just assume for a moment that somebody like a George Steinbrenner was the owner rather than Stan Kroenke. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what the reaction would have been?
It wouldn't have been good. All right, so we caught up with the Rams in the locker room. Here's what they had to say.
The reality is NFL football games come down to little tiny plays here or there throughout the game. And whereas in the year before and even in 17, I think that we found a way to execute those little moments and get the momentum back or make a big play that got us in the game or to take a lead and get control of the game. And right now we're just missing those plays. And when you do, it all kind of just piles on you. And you start missing those little ops or turning it over and not getting the score in the red zone, those things, they come back to bite you.
The process is going to tell us a lot about this thing moving forward. We hold ourselves very high standards. We just got to go back to the man. We just have to be better. We have to execute better. It's just part of the game.
At what point we're going to finally click and turn it, but I feel like we're right there. It's just got to just stay connected, stay persistent, pay attention to the film, and pay attention to the corrections, and really just capitalize and fix the problems.
It's those little plays, those little things, the timing, the execution, me knowing where I am in the pocket, everything. I mean, there's a million things that we can be better at, and we will be. And again, I know we have the guys to do it and the coaches to do it.
This is a real opportunity to be what we say we are, and we're just going to go to work. We're going to stay together. We're not going to let the outside-in influences, create a divide with us, and that's something that I trust we will do, and we're going to work as hard as possible just to continue to be solution-oriented, and that's all I know how to do.
All right, that's what the Rams had to say. Gentlemen, before we go, your final thoughts.
It's a test of their leaders. They haven't lost 3 games in a row before in the Sean McVay era. So how does McVay change things? And how does Jared Goff step up? What does Todd Gurley do?
I remember him.
Presumably returns to the lineup next week. But what is said behind the scenes? They're expressing confidence as they should and would. But as we've said, this has to be a little bit of a shaking experience to them.
Jim, very quickly, is this a sinking ship, or is there still time to right it?
I don't think it's a sinking ship. Well, maybe it's starting to list a little bit. And this sounds counterintuitive, but they're going to be on the road for a while now. They have three road games in the next 4 weeks, and the other's a bye week. And it could give them a chance to get straightened out. One of those is going to be a London trip, so there's going to be some forced bonding there. And maybe that's what this team needs to kind of shake themselves out of this stupor and get going again.
Yeah, you never know. Well, Kevin, cheerio, and have fun in London. I hear it's beautiful this time of year, maybe a tad bit cold perhaps.
Any time of year.
Yeah, I imagine so. All right, thank you guys. And for all the latest Rams info, make sure to check out all the SoCal News Group properties. Thanks for watching.